Alright, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutation and peace to the elect men of Israel. Alright, so I just want to bring out a small lesson about hell, because hell is a former state. Alright, so I'll just get straight into it. This is Jonah chapter 2 verse 1. Then Jonah prayed unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai his power out of the fish's belly, and said, I cry by reasons of mine affliction unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and he heard me out of the belly of hell, cried I, and thou heardest my voice. So right now, alright, when Jonah was in the belly of the whale, he called her hell. He was being afflicted. So right now, the hopefully elect men of Israel are in hell. In this kingdom we in, this is hell. Alright, this is hell. So Psalms 34 verse 6. This poor man cried unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles. So that really hopefully like sighing and crying. You understand that the Most High saved you out of all these troubles, because right now we in hell, we being afflicted. Alright. Bro, Psalm 104. This is Psalm 102 verse 1. A prayer of the afflicted when he is overwhelmed and poured out his complaint before Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Hear my prayer, O Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and let my cry come unto thee. You understand? Because we crying. Right now we crying. Alright? We crying unto the Most High, because this is hell. This place is hell that we in. This is a condition, a form. Right? This is Psalms 120 verse 1. A song of decrease in my distress. I cried unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and he heard me. So the Most High opened his ears unto Yasha Allah, the hopefully elect. You understand? But you know, these so-called pastors out here, right, let's be selling a philosophy that hell is a place that you will be going under the earth with an everlasting burning fire, and there you will remain for life. So if you do the right thing, you'll go to heaven, and if you do the wrong thing, you'll go to hell. Now, I want to go into some precepts on what the scripture talk about hell, right? Because it has hell that when we there right now, this is hell where we're being afflicted, and it have a hell which going to have an everlasting burning fire. Alright, so I just want to play a small clip, and then after we'll go into the scriptures.
I don't think hell exists. I happen to believe in life after death, but I don't think it's got a thing to do with if you have heaven as a place where you're rewarded for your goodness, and hell as a place where you're punished for your evil, then you sort of have control of the population. And so they create this fiery place, which has quite literally scared the hell out of a lot of people throughout Christian history. And it's part of a control tactic.
But wait a minute, you're saying that hell, the idea of a place under the earth or somewhere where you're tormented for an eternity, is actually an invention of the church?
I think the church fired its furnaces hotter than anybody else. But I think there's a sense in most religious life of reward and punishment in some form. The church doesn't like for people to grow up, because you can't control grown-ups. That's why we talk about...
So you hear that? So that's why they feed them with that philosophy. Because the so-called churches don't want them to grow up. Because when you grow up, you grow up in the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Well, you hopefully let grow in the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. You understand? But if the rest of the 2/3 of Yashala, you really used to read the scriptures, you understand? The Most High would have revealed it unto them. Because when they grow up in the spirit, they will understand that these people is telling a lie.
That being born again. When you're born again, you're still a child. The people don't need to be born again. They need to grow up. They need to accept their responsibility for themselves and the world.
What do you make of the theology, which is quite prominent these days in America, which is that there is one guaranteed way not to go to hell, and that is to accept Jesus as your personal Savior.
I grew up in that tradition. Every church I know claims that we are the true church. They have some ultimate authority. We have the infallible Pope. We have the inerrant Bible. The idea that the truth of God can be bound in any human system, by any human creed, by any human book, is almost beyond imagination for me. I mean, God is not a Christian. God is not a Jew or a Muslim or a Hindu or a Buddhist. All of those are human systems, which human beings...
So, the brothers Edomite just explain, right, why they created this thing called hell, right, to the people, and I keep telling them you need to be born again, because when you're born again, these so-called people let them know you can control children, but you can't control somebody who is going in the spirit. That's the reason why they can't stand against this truth. I would say, Kala Lali Hauba Shem Shai, and double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, because we know this is the truth, and all these other so-called religions is of no use. Alright, so I want to go into the scripture now, right? I want to go into some scriptures concerning that hell with that fire they're talking about. You understand? Because that hell and that fire they're talking about is exempt for who? America and Babylon the Great. Alright, so this is Matthew 18. I'll start from verse 8. He said, wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into the everlasting fire. Right? So this ain't really literally talking about your hand, you understand? But you're talking about people who are very close to you. You understand? Who's very close to you. And if thy eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it in. Slack. And if thy eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be Babylon. Alright, not that this dream that these so-called pastors out here sell people and tell people hell is a place where they just go underneath the earth and burn forever. Alright, because the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes, when you die, your spirit goes back to the Most High. You understand? So these people and them who gonna burn in this fire is the 2/3 alongside these heathen nations. You understand? But some of the heathens will be kept for slavery. Alright. So this is Romans 16:17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. So avoid these men, right? Because as the scripture now say, wherefore if thy hand, Matthew 18:8, he say, wherefore if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. So the Most High be talking symbolically in parables, That way scripture say, who have eyes to see, let them see, and who have ears, if a man have an ear, let him hear. Alright, verse 9, and if thy eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell, fire. So that great day with that fire is coming to America the Great. You understand? Babylon the Great, and that fire going to be not a fire that you can sit at. Alright? This is Matthew chapter 3, verse 10. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees, and therefore every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. You understand? So every man that bringeth forth corrupt fruit, the Most High gonna hew it down and throw it into the fire. Because these trees is speaking about men. You understand? These trees is speaking about men. I just jump into verse 12. He say, whose fan is in his hand, and he will surely purge his floor. His floor is who? His floor is the children of Israel. And it could also be the world, because the Most High say everything was given into the hand of Yahushai. Alright? And gather his wheat into the garner, but he will burn up the chaff with unquenchable fire. Right? Chaff is something useless. So the truth is counted as chaff. You understand? Because they're useless. They have no use. Because the scriptures say, if they're not in Revelations 13 and 8, he say, and I will read it just for the edification's sake. Revelations 13 and 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. So they were predestinate to do and to play that role, to be thrown in hell. Right? That everlasting burning, that everlasting fire with them nuclear thermal bombs. We're going to hit America real soon. Alright? That is the hell. That is really hell. So hell had two forms. It's a hell where it could be catching your ass, and this hell would going to burn forever, which America going to receive. Alright? So, and that fire that is coming to hell, to America, Salakia. This is Isaiah 47 verse 14, and it says, and it reads, behold, they shall be as stumble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. So that fire, we're going to come to America, right? There's not going to be a fire you can sit at. You understand? It's going to be a blazing lava, you know, and that it coming very soon, very, very, very soon. Alright? America is going to be hit with these nuclear bombs. Thus says Yahushai. Alright? This is Mark chapter 9 and the 44th verse. Where their worm die not, and the fire is not quenched. So that fire not going to be quenched. You understand? That fire not going to be quenched. Just as how the Most High burn up Egypt. Salak. Just as how the Most High burn up Sodom and Gomorrah, so he will set Babylon the Great as another example. You understand? So it coming. You understand? So going into the book of Revelations, 20 chapter, and starting at the 14th verse. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. The second death coming to who? Babylon the Great. Alright? They talk with the pale horse. You understand? That pale horse, who riding on that pale horse. You understand? And death and hell was falling it. Revelation 6. Alright? So guess what? Death coming to who? America. You understand? Them going to be cast into that going to be the hell, that everlasting burning fire. You understand? They going to get their judgment. And for the edification's sake, I will still bring it out. Revelation 6 and 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. You understand? So that pale horse, right, and death falling on it, how shall I come and clean up the place? You understand? Come and clean up the place. So I'm going back into Revelation, the 20th chapter and the 14th verse. And I saw, and death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So if this along the 2/3 of Israel alongside these heathens, right, they're gonna be cast into that fire. Understand? They're gonna be fuel for that fire, because as the apostles and elders said, this is the year of Karagma. Alright? Because they're gonna worship the image of that beast, and they're going to be cast into hell. Alright? Revelations 14 verse 8. I'll start from verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, which is the beast is NATO and the EU, and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, that mark is the RFID chip, which goes back to the word called Karagma. Alright? Or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So, that what the scripture say, right? That fire and brimstone is these bombs. You understand? That's what Yahushua say in Luke the 12th chapter and the 49th verse. He say, I come to send fire on earth, and what will, if it be already kindled? So how it going to be already kindled when these bombs hit? So when Yahushua come back, this place will always already be on fire. You understand? So these people going to be cast into that everlasting burning fire. Because when these nuclear bombs hit America, they're going to be a burning lake. Because it's tens of thousands. Revelation 9. When John Revelator was seeing the amount of bombs. You understand? And Joel chapter 2. Alright? And with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessing to the elect men of Israel. And with that, I say Shalom.